morning, my beautiful Bhava babes. How are you doing out there? Happy Sunday, happy end of the week, start of the week. Here we are. Hey, I am right by a freeway, so I hope that the headphones will sort of cancel that noise and won't be too bad, but let me know if it is and we'll see what I can do. Hi, leave a comment. Let me know you're here. I can't see who's viewing unless you let me know. So I'd like to know that you're here. Give you some love. Say good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. And I know that we're starting a little bit earlier today. The schedule's a little off, but we couldn't get a hold of the hotel for a late checkout, so I just decided to play it safe and go half an hour early, so we don't get tossed out in the middle of our broadcast today. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Sarah. I'm so glad you made it, gorgeous. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm so happy to be here. Oh, I've had quite a week, ladies and gents. Can't wait to tell you all about it. Good morning, Stella. All right, so if you're new here, do be sure to let us know so we can give you a rowdy welcome. And if you're an old hat, which my beautiful Kathy, Nicole, Sarah, Stella, you all are so great and here every week creating this incredible network of spirit and divine healing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this mission, being a part of this broadcast, being a part of this every week. It just means so much to me. It means so much to the collective. Sarah, is it my Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi is not cooperative. Let me know if it's mine. Seems to be okay. I got the fullness and the full bars. So, okay, here's what we're doing today. We're going to ground ourselves in, and then we're going to open up with prayer, and we're going to do some prayer healing. This will be your opportunity to share your prayers, to put them into the prayer pot, pray for yourself, pray for the collective, pray for another, whoever, whatever comes into your heart, and you want to share it out, and we will affirm those prayers and send those out with a big old blast of Bhava energy. Good morning, Samantha. And then we will go into the message for today. I'm going to be talking about some of my personal experiences, which have been really profound this last month, and some stuff that's coming up for me in terms of spirituality, spiritual integrity, spiritual healing, that kind of a thing. And we're going to channel from Divine Spirit. And I want to hear your channeling, your hits, everything that is coming to you, because this isn't just me channeling, this is all of us opening up to Divine Spirit. After that, we will go ahead and do some readings for some live viewers. So I'll pick 5 of you who I'm feeling drawn to today, and we'll channel Divine Spirit directly for you. Now, here's what I want to remind you of, and I know I remind you this every week, and I'm going to keep doing it. Spirit is efficient. Just because I'm not channeling for you directly, if you hear a message from Spirit that I channel for whoever, whether it's the collective message or for another individual, and it resonates with you, you feel it in your body is going to feel the resonance. If you feel that message is for you. That is Divine Spirit answering your questions, answering you. Joanne says, anyone else struggling to hear? Okay, this is what I was afraid of. Let me see if I'm turning up my volume helps at all. Do let me know, Joanne, if that's a problem, and let me know, you guys, if there's a problem hearing me. I'm really going to try and is that better? If I hold it up, I could totally hold it up the whole time. If that's better, you let me know, okay? Anyway, so we'll do those readings, and Spirit is going to get a message to you. Whatever you need to hear, Spirit is going to come through and give that to you, okay? All right, just want to give it a minute and see if anybody else comments about the audio. Again, I'm so sorry. Okay, is it much better if I hold it up? All right, Stella says much better if I hold it up. I will happily hold it up. Okay, we're just going to do this today. All right, so let's go ahead and ground it together. Okay, so close your eyes with me. We're going to take those 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your energy pool in your root chakra. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with Divine Source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and push the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and pull the energy down your legs and into your feet. Breathe in and hold the energy in your feet. Breathe out and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pull again in the root chakra and exhale into your root chakra. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for opening up this space, for helping us come together, guiding us to come together and create this Bhava Spiritual Mission Network. We are here to receive the messages from Divine Spirit, to receive the teachings directly from Divine Spirit, to open up to healing and to bring this magic and this energy out into our lives and relationships throughout the next week, throughout the rest of our lives. Thank you for helping us show up to be the beacon for Divine Spirit, the vessel for Divine Spirit, for divine action, divine word, divine thought, divine feeling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to open it up for prayers. Please do share. Share your prayers. Praying for yourself, for a loved one, for the collective. And I will definitely go ahead and start. My brother was pretty severely injured this last week. I'll tell you more about that as we kind of dive in. It has to do with the teachings for today. But he's doing better. He's on the mend. He doesn't have life-altering injuries, but he has severe injuries. And I would like to just send out prayer for my beautiful brother, that he is exalted and lifted through this physically, mentally, emotionally, and moving into healing swiftly and completely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Joanne says, all good. Thank you. That must be the audio. All good. Sorry about that. So share your prayers, my beloved. So beautiful. Stella, praying for patience and strength to overcome fear and resistance and healing for Ingrid's brother. Thank you for that, Stella. I really appreciate that affirmation for my brother. And we affirm your prayer for the patience and strength to overcome your own fear and resistance to step fully into your highest expression, the most exalted version of Stella available in each and every moment. Beautiful. Samantha, praying for my son's dad. May he find the right oath in life and be a better example and better dad to our son. Let's go ahead. This is beautiful, Samantha. This is a really good example of, I would imagine, praying for someone who we maybe have a personal, like we have some stuff with. We can pray that prayer is going to mend, the prayer will be answered for them, and it'll heal you as well. Healing for you as well. Beautiful. Thank you. So praying for your son. So let's go ahead and affirm this prayer that he finds the right path and to become the best version of himself, the best example he can be for his son, and the best co-parent for Samantha. Beautiful. Excuse me, funny noise today. Amanda, good morning, Amanda. My friend for 40 years diagnosed terminal cancer, lung with brain mets. I'm so sorry to hear this. Let's go ahead and all affirm a prayer for Amanda's beautiful friend who's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Send divine healing energy to your friend to surround them in white light, white hot divine healing light, to carry them through this experience and move them into a place of love and grace and acceptance and comfort. Thank you, Amanda. Sarah, praying for my friend and her daughter inside a messy, traumatic divorce. Ooh, okay, sending prayers to your friend and the difficulty, the trauma, the intensity and the stress that this beautiful family is going through as they move into this separation, this new life experience. Thank you, Sarah. Nicole, praying for my family and I as we travel the next week, also praying for healing across the collective. Beautiful. Let's affirm this prayer for Nicole and her family as they're traveling. Send them swiftly on their way. May you have so much fun and be completely safe and protected everywhere you go and in transit. And praying for the whole dang collective, healing across the globe. We're just surrounding the globe, and I always see white hot light from the divine. Tell me what you see, because it's always so clear visual for me. The healing energy is white hot, white hot, white hot. That is beautiful. Okay. All right, beautiful prayer time. I love this. I love this part. Thank you all so much for showing up and sharing your prayers and sharing your energy and being amazing, being beautiful, being beacons of light and love and divine spirit. Okay, so let me share. I've got some downloads from spirit, and it's really coming through my experiences over the last, gosh, it's been a while. I mean, as you've been like on this journey with me on the Bhava journey, you've heard bits and pieces of me here talking about like, whoa, I'm in a really different state. I kind of feel like busted off my path for a little bit, but not in a bad way. Like I've never felt like it was a bad thing. Like it's just I'm taking like putting a pin in most things. Most of my spiritual business has been put on hold for the time being. I just needed to put a pin in it because I have felt this energy like going through something really deep shifting inside me. And I've been not sure what it is and just following the impulses from divine spirit. And I finally got the hit the other day to look at my Vedic astrology transits. And guess what? I have Saturn transiting my ninth house of spirituality. And this is a big deal. Saturn, if you're not familiar, Saturn is the way I understand Saturn. It's a great teacher, but it is strict, it is stern, and it is very much about integrity. It is very much when it transits a house, it is cleaning that house out. It is cleaning out what is not in alignment, in integrity. And by integrity, I do, there is a certain element of sort of like right and wrong with Saturn, but it's more nuanced than that. It's about what is in alignment and integrity for the individual and for the greater whole, and how do those things come together. And it's going through my house of spirituality. So everything spiritual, and my life is spirit. My life is spirituality. It has been for 10 years. I live and breathe divine spirit and spirituality. And it's been a really weird space as I've been like, whoa, something's shifting in my spiritual world, and having some structure, having sort of like a mental understanding of that. When I finally looked at my Vedic transit, I was like, oh, that makes all kinds of sense. Of course, there's Saturn going over my ninth house of Veda in my Vedic astrology chart. And I've noticed that it's my spirituality, my beliefs, my connection to divine spirit has not wavered. If anything, it's cemented and deepened further. What is really coming into question and being reviewed and being excavated is spiritual teaching, sharing divine spirit, which makes sense because the opposite of the ninth house is the third house, the communication, broadcasting, sharing out to the community, that kind of thing. So I've really been in this deep, deep well of excavation around my spiritual teaching and spirituality and spiritual healing. And I haven't really understood what I've been going through, except I just know I needed to stop and be with it. Stop and be with it. And I've become incredibly aware, more so than ever before, of the shadow aspects of spiritual teaching and spiritual healing, and the way that it can corrupt an individual. It can, in fact, most spiritual teachers, I would venture to say, become corrupted when they get to a place where people are really listening to them and buying into what they're saying. I don't believe any or most spiritual teachers or healers show up out of integrity. I believe they show up with the best of intentions, but we're human. And humans, when they get that kind of power, because people tend to throw their power at you, right? We give our power away so easily to our psychics and our healers and our spiritual teachers. And I feel like I've been seeing that shadow show up around me more and more starkly. And it's been scaring me, maybe, or like I've been sort of really kind of coming face to face with it in like reflection mode in like my own work and my own spiritual teaching and my own spiritual healing and the work that I'm doing. And I'm just looking and not really looking at, but feeling into the integrity of the work that I'm doing. Now, I'm not showing up here trying to scam anybody. No. But that doesn't mean that there isn't places in my spiritual work and spiritual healing work that cannot be tweaked and cemented and aligned more concretely, more appropriately, more solidly. And so that is what I realize I'm going through right now with this Saturn transiting my ninth house. Like my spiritual work is getting a complete overhaul, and I'm just at the beginning of a 2-year transit. So I'm going to continue to share with you and be open and transparent about what I receive and what I kind of dig out and dig underneath. There's not a lot of mental. It's just kind of like digging into the body and the emotional and the energy, and then the mental sort of comes when it needs to come, like understanding what comes when it needs to come. And I've really been, as I've been going through this Saturn transit, I've seen my spiritual healing work show up differently. So like I said, I put a pin in the business side of it. I'm not doing Bhava classes right now. I'm doing some readings, but I'm kind of letting them come to me as they need to come. And I'm not doing a lot because I'm just getting, whoa, like pause. I'm excavating. I'm doing deep excavating to really bring spiritual work into alignment, into fierce alignment, if it is in alignment for me. At this point, I don't even know how much of it is in alignment, what is in integrity with me showing up in this capacity. And that's a really intense place to be, considering the last 10 years, it's been everything. It's been my whole world. But I've noticed that spiritual healing has not stopped. It has not stopped. It has morphed. As I've been out traveling and on my own, I've been really hearing my intuition strongly. And I have been called, I have been guided to different places and different people. And when I arrive at these places, it becomes clear that I'm there to hold space for healing. When I was traveling, I was called to a friend's house. I was called to drive, 6, 7 hours to someone's house on a particular day. And I hadn't, and I showed up there, and then this breaking open happened within that household on various levels. And it was a very intense, like sort of dismantling, breaking apart of this person's life and lifestyle and what they'd been doing, and a restructuring of it. And I was called there. And Spirit said, go here. And I went, okay. And then I show up and that happens. So I thought, well, that's really cool. I'm really glad I was here to support this person. And I was happy to do it. I had all the energy in the world to do it. And I didn't do anything except hold the space and continue to try and bring this person back to themselves, back to themselves, back to themselves. And then one day, a week or two later, I sat bolt upright and Spirit said, go to California. And I went, now? like it's a last minute ticket. That's going to be so expensive. Spirit says, go, the money will come back. And I went, okay. And I did. And I booked like a ridiculously expensive ticket to get back to California immediately. And I showed up in California, and my beautiful partner needed support in a really big way that I didn't mentally realize was needed. And I showed up here to be that support and to just completely hold space for that. And it felt like, whoa, it just felt like a deeper form of healing and healing support than I'd ever experienced before. And then as soon as that sort of like came together and that stabilized, bam, my brother ends up in the hospital. My brother was attacked. Okay, he was assaulted and he ended up in the hospital. Jaw broken in 2 places, road rash all over his body, bruised and beaten. Doesn't have any memory of it. A highly traumatic experience. I get the message he's in the hospital right when everything stabilizes out, and it's like Spirit just boom sent me to that next place. And I spent the whole week with my brother in the hospital, holding space for him, being able to spend time with him so that he could move through this intense experience in the hospital and the psychological experience. And my brother and I have had a really strained relationship for about 3 years. There was a really deep emotional healing that happened there that is hard to describe, and I don't know where it will go. The point was I needed to be there. And so Spirit flew me out to California with the timing that was just unbelievably epic. Like the timing is just like now, now, now. And as I listen to my intuition, I move into those places. And this spiritual healing that I've been doing, it's not business related. I'm not getting paid for it, but it has been more fulfilling and more deep and more profound than anything I've ever experienced before. Anything I've ever experienced before. And that is Saturn deepening my experience of spirit and spirituality and helping me understand what integrity feels like. That is going to shift things and change things in terms comes to spiritual business. But here's what I have learned, and this is what I want to share with you. This is what Spirit brings through. What is the most important part of being a spiritual beacon like you? You are a spiritual healer, spiritual beacon. If you're here on this Bhava broadcast, it is because your energy wraps up. Your energy wraps around being a spiritual beacon, a spiritual healer. And if you let go and you allow divine spirit to guide you and you stay in integrity in each moment with what is aligned for you, that will align with collective integrity. And you will be placed in situations where you will have the energy and the gifts and just the experience that is needed to hold space to bring people back home to themselves. That's the most important part right there. Spiritual, we, the minute that spiritual healers, teachers, psychics, whatever label you've got, whatever wrapping paper you've wrapped yourself up in with your spiritual work, it is always about bringing people home to themselves. It is always about giving people back their power. And people will throw their power at you. They will give it away. They will hurl it at you. They will beg you to take it. And the very normal human ego response is going to be to grab hold of that power and to lord it over people. And it's something that sneaks up on spiritual healers. Like I said, spiritual healers do not typically, I believe, start out with the intention to manipulate, to be lord power over people, to control others, to, make it all about themselves. But as a human, absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's where humans are residing right now. And so your job, what I want to share with you, is in your work, as you take your spiritual work out into the world, as you take these messages every week, the Bhava messages, as you grow and expand and become more wise in the ways of spirit and open up and channel more from divine spirit, you stay in integrity with it. When you give it to people who show up for you naturally and organically, you don't shove it on others, and you give people back their power. When people hear spirit come through you, it's the most profound thing they've ever heard, and they want to tell you it's you. They want to tell me it's me. God, Ingrid, you're amazing. Oh my God, you're the best thing ever. Oh my God, you're so wise. You're so knowledgeable. How are you like this? It ain't me, babe. It's me opening up the spirit. God conscious is coming through me. My job to stay in integrity. This is what I've learned so far. And because this is the beginning of this transit, there will be much more to learn. But so far, what I have really has concretely been driven home is give people back their power, stay in the moment, stay in integrity, stay in the moment, keep bringing people back to themselves. And that's what I've done in every situation, as I've had the word, maybe the voice of Saturn, right, in my ear saying, bring them back home. Bring them back home. The kingdom of God is within you. It is not in any teacher. It is not in any healer. It is not in any psychic. God is not outside of you here. Sometimes we have to put it outside of ourselves to get the message because we're a mess inside. And that's why teachers show up. That's why healers show up in your life, to bring God through in a way that it comes from the outside, because that's the way you need to hear it. But the goal is always to bring you back into yourself, to trust yourself totally, completely, and utterly, and to really be able to feel God consciousness in your heart. And there will always, we're here for the experience of separation, and we are all one and experiencing this together. Of course, we're going to impact each other. Teachers are going to come, healers are going to come, but you cannot give your power to that. You cannot give everything to that being that healer. It's so important. Don't give your power away. And if somebody gives their power to you, have the courage to give it back. Have the courage to give it back. It doesn't mean you're not great. All right. And that is what happens with so many spiritual leaders and spiritual teachers. And like I said, I'm just really seeing the shadow in spiritual teaching showing up and slapping me in the face. I was having a conversation with my partner yesterday, just kind of like word vomiting about the things I was feeling about spirituality. And this is kind of what came out, is this real sadness and grief with the shadow of spiritual work that has been hard for me to look at, but I've been forced to really face. And I've been forced to face it in myself. And the times when I have felt myself get a little tipsy on the power, a little tipsy on the, being wise, being the one, being in front of people, all of that. It doesn't mean that you or me or anybody else isn't meant to be like in the spotlight and have a face and be in front of people and speak with a lot of people. I don't know. I mean, I'm just at the beginning of this transit. I have no idea what this is going to look like at the end, but it's going to look very, very different. But it does mean that we need to be conscious of making that an identity, of making that who we are, and to suck the power away from people. You have to let people go. If there's one thing I've really learned in my spiritual work, is people come, they get what they need, and they're meant to move on. They come and they're meant to move on. Don't hold on to people. People will get what they need and they will move on. And that is a beautiful thing. All right. That's that's the stuff that has been churning inside me, the lessons that I've been learning as I've been going through this really intense, life altering, life changing transit. And I would be very interested to hear what you have to say, what feelings come up for you, what impressions you have, what your experience has been with this. Because if you're, watching this Bhava broadcast, I imagine there's going to be an element of affinity with what I've been experiencing, because it's individual and it's collective. It's individual and it's collective. So tell me what it is you feel and you think. Add to this conversation. Let's add more pieces to this patchwork quilt and see what we have here. Samantha says white hot light. Totally. And I love that. I know from back when I said I see the white hot light healing. I know white hot, just beautiful. Sarah, thank you so much. I love your integrity, transparency, and vulnerability. That feels really, really good to hear. And I really appreciate it, because one thing that I think can really prevent people like spiritual teachers and healers from being transparent and vulnerable is they fear that their vulnerability will be weaponized. If I stand up here and say like I have some fear and awareness of like narcissistic tendencies, narcissistic corruption that can happen in from stepping into the role of a spiritual teacher, guess what? I've just opened myself up for like, you're a narcissist, So I think that's something that can keep a lot of people, that fear can keep a lot of people from looking at that in themselves, let alone speaking about it in themselves on a platform to people, even to individuals. So thank you for that. Okay. Looks like we don't have a lot of comments today. I never know if that's like because you're all like, okay, processing, or if that's because it's like, I don't get it. So, but it's all good. I'm here to show up and share what Spirit directs, and Spirit was really directing me to share this experience today. So let's go ahead and shift gears. If you have things to say later on, go ahead and share them. But I'd love to do a few readings today. So I'm going to do 5 readings for 5 live viewers. And if I don't choose you, don't worry about it. It's just an energy. Energy is not a value judgment. It's where I'm at today, where you're at today, and I'm just going in to connect with whoever like feels like, ooh, that feels like a yes, so that I could channel the message clearly. And if you hear me channeling for someone else and it resonates, if you feel it in your body, grab it, take hold of it, bring it out into your life, own it, take it out into your life. Okay. Okay. So we got some comments here. Samantha says the amount of clarity happening is so intense. Okay, good. So it's like, whoa, okay, there we go. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Let it settle in, let it percolate. I feel like I've been doing so much percolating lately. It's been so intense. It's good. Sarah, I'm still struggling to trust myself and my connection to spirit. I feel so divided. Yeah. So for me, getting lots of alone time is what has really helped me hear that message loudly enough where I just like fly on a whim to California to take care of what I need to take care of. Alone time has been really important to me. Something you might want to see if that is something that feels right for you. I'm just looking at the comments here. Okay, it's message time. Here's Rebecca. Totally in the same place, reevaluating who I am and how I'm showing up in the spaces of my life, right? Like, holy cow, where it is most important. I am it, that's what I'm experiencing, is like where my identity has been the strongest is what is fracturing. And this is a really good thing, because humans are good. You're going to have an ego identity. I'm talking to everyone here now. Like, we are all going to have ego identities, but eventually as we grow and expand into our highest expression every single day, we grow out of the ego identity. And so it begins to fracture and crack and break apart. And there has never been a time in my experience, where that hasn't been intense. And the first time or two, it can be really painful. But after a while, you get to the place where you're like, oh, I'm having an ego identity breakthrough. I'm losing my ego identity. And it's just intense. It doesn't necessarily scare you. So big love to you, Becca. Thank you for sharing, reevaluating all the things. Okay. Samantha, I love a message about everything that is happening in my life right now. Everything is so chaotic and I always need guidance from angels. All right, beautiful. Let's just tap in. Okay, I can feel that chaotic energy. I can also feel a lot in my shoulders, on my shoulders. So, okay, this chaotic energy that you're experiencing is a breaking apart. It's breaking. Like the chaos is, think of it, what I'm seeing is like things being hammered apart, like you're hammering something apart. Okay. Your life has become, your life and your experience, I'm feeling tension in the power center. Spirit is telling me it has become too tight, too contained. You're needing to break apart, break away. Like your experience needs to be broader. Your experiences need to be broader. You need to let more in and take more out. Like your life has gotten very narrow. I feel like it's just full of like these responsibilities, and you're doing the same thing kind of over and over and over because this is what you're focused on. This is the responsibility. The Spirit is trying to get you to break free of that, break out, to have more fun and more varied experiences, and take your kid with you. This is what I'm getting. Take your kid with you. Like really break out, bust out of your shell, out of your duty. You can still meet those obligations and expand your experience. Get out and try new things is what Spirit is saying to me. Get out and try new things. Go to different places. Go to like get-togethers. I'm seeing a pool. But so maybe they're showing me like, kind of the summertime, like get out to the pool, get out to different places, meet new people, have new experiences, get out, get out, get out of your comfort zone because it is way too tight and contained right now. And it is not good for your energy or that of your family. All right. I hope that is helpful. Beautiful. Okay, Sarah, you could do my reading, but I already know you're going to choke on my throat. You're funny, Sarah. I just love you. Okay. Let me just breathe and take a minute. What do we got here for you? Actually, what I'm feeling is headache, tension headache. That's third eye stuff. Yeah, I do feel the throat. I'm not joking on it though. You're so funny. Okay, and I'm feeling a lot of tension in the shoulders. All right, my sweet. And then I'm in the power center. I'm getting a sense of, I'm getting anger is what I'm feeling for you. If you're not feeling your anger, that is something that you really need to sit with. Get ye to your soulmatic renewal work because that anger is trying to show you something. It's very important for you to sit with that anger and feel that anger and let yourself move through it. That anger is your personal power. You need to make the change. You need to make the change, and your anger is going to help you make the change. That doesn't mean you take that anger and you hurl it out on other people. We always want to blame other people when we're angry because it feels like it's too intense for us to hold. But you need to just feel that anger, own that anger, and allow it to move through you so that it can transform into your personal power and you can make the moves you need to make. All right? Make the decisions you need to make. You are afraid. You are afraid. And your anger is going to help pull you through that fear so that you can make the changes you need to make. All right. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. We all would be afraid in your situation, under your circumstances. So let your anger, which is your power, feels like anger, but it's your personal power. Let it pull you, let it guide you, let it bust down those walls. Okay. All right, Rebecca. Yes, my darling. What I got for you, my sweet? Okay. It's feeling very calm. I like that. I feel a lot in the root. Okay, there it is. Your root chakra, it feels like chalk in your root chakra. That's really interesting. What the hell does that mean, Spirit? Hang on. I feel chalkiness in the root chakra. It feels like, I also feel a lot in the power center. I feel a lot of fear in you as well. But I feel the root, chalky root. I see a very strange image. Um, I'm getting street chalk, like with chalk that you write on the pavement with, and you do art on the pavement, and that's what feels like it's in your root. And you can actually like create something on the pavement, on the ground you're walking on with the root chakra, with the chalk in your root chakra. I'm sorry, it's weird. Sometimes they give you the weirdest stuff, but I feel like the message I'm getting is like you could create your path and make it more beautiful right now. That is the ability that you have right now. There is creativity and art inside of you, and there is messiness going on in your life. And your whole root chakra, which is your entire foundation from your childhood, is being it's something that you can use to create art, to create something new. I hope that's making sense. It's sort of like that's the best I've got for that interpretation. But I do feel like, you've got sort of everything's concentrated in the root and the power center right now, which I'm feeling is fear and potential big changes in your foundation, in your root, in your sense of security and safety. And spirit is, so who uses street chalk? kids mostly, right? They play, they make hopscotch games, they draw like funny little pictures and stuff. I feel like Spirit is saying to get into, be more playful, to be more creative and artistic as you're going through this shifting in the energy of your root chakra, which is going to have to do with your family and your foundation, the foundation you built for yourself in your life based on your childhood relationships and experiences. It's all digging up. Okay, so try and be a little more playful, artistic in the moment, and that will help you get through this time and move through the fear that you're feeling. Okay, sweets. I don't even know how many readings I've done. I think that was my fourth one, right? So one beautiful more. Okay, Amanda, I have this incredibly blessed life and I'm having trouble with staying in my truth and staying excited about things. I feel a little bit sinking, need alone time. Yeah, I'm just going to tap into your energy here. Okay, I feel a lot of tension in the shoulders, and when I feel tension in the shoulders, that's resistance, and it's also weight. For you, I'm feeling like you're carrying more responsibility than you need to be, and I feel like it's emotional responsibility, which is why you're craving that alone time because you kind of need to be in your own energy in your own space. Give yourself that alone time because you really need to look at where you're taking on emotional responsibility for other people because you don't need to be doing that. That is conditioning, is what Spirit is saying to me. That is your conditioning, and you can let that go the minute you become aware of it. Okay. It's like this, weighted, heavy. You're taking on emotional responsibility for someone else or other people in your environment. I'm feeling the power center as well. We have a lot of power center stuff coming up today. But for you, the power center, it just feels like, I just feel like you're really trying to hold too much. And again, it is not necessary. It is your conditioning that is making you take on more than you need to, more of an emotional and energetic burden from the people around you than you need to. And if you let that go, you'll become buoyant. Is what I'm getting. You kind of pop back up to the surface of the ocean, right? Surface of the water, and you'll be able to enjoy yourself and enjoy your life more. Spirit says it's conditioning for you. It's not. It's just a habit. It's habitual. It's habitual. You were taught to take on the emotional responsibility of the people around you, and so that is what you've been doing, but it's not in alignment for you anymore. And so that's why you're feeling that sinking, that, oh my God, I feel this kind of crushing heaviness. Let go of taking responsibility for somebody's emotional or energetic experience, and you will buoy back up, and you will find that that person and those people don't even need or want you to take that emotional experience. They don't care. The only person that's affecting is you, and you do not need to let it affect you anymore. All right, beautiful. Whew, that feels really good. Okay, 11:07 my time in California. Checkout is 11. So I better sign off, my loves. But hey, thank you so much for jumping on and being a part of this broadcast and sharing in this journey with me and coming together and being the incredible, incredible Bhava babes that you are. I am so looking forward to doing this again next week. And if you found value in this broadcast and you think others would find value in it as well, please share this out with people who would benefit from today's message, from today's teachings, from today's experiences. And oh yeah, that's it, I guess. Anyway, check the description of the video. There's links there. Check out the Bhava page. You can leave a donation to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. That would be much appreciated as we show up here every week and do our work. And it's just, there's hard costs associated with all this, but it's so my pleasure to be here. So thank you so much. I appreciate you tremendously. And you have an amazing rest of your day, amazing week. And I will see you next week, won't I? Love you, babes.